Hello, hello, hello. I feel like I forgot something, but maybe I didn't. Who knows? I hope everybody is doing well today. It is early, but it is Sunday for our Court Watchers Anonymous meeting. I have some court for us to watch. I have been looking at the chat. Thank you all for being here, for liking the video. Miss Iowa's here, Miss Sashina's here. Both of them are climbing their way to 500 subscribers. If you can help them out, that would make me very happy. So please do that. And they are linked on the channel. What was I gonna say? Tell me what you had to eat today, like maybe for brunch or breakfast. And if you didn't like what you had, tell me what you wish you had. I made breakfast burritos on a good recommendation. And it was pretty yummy. Vicky was first today. Yay, Vicky! Nancy's here. Kristen Lawson is here. Grammy Rita's here. Lisa Figalicious. Lisa, it's crazy about the flight and baggage allowance. Our Cross hasn't had anything today. You're making hamburgers right now. Oh God. Okay. Okay. Um, Nancy, thank you. Iowa, pork chops, applesauce, baked potato, and deviled eggs. Wow, that's big. That's a lot. Y'all stretching your stomachs, getting ready for Thanksgiving coming up so that you can fit it in your tummy. Vicky had pizza, Melanie ribeye and pecan crusted chicken, scallop potatoes and green bean bundles. Jesus Christ, girl, you rich? My God. Steak and chicken? That's insane. Um, Lots of leftovers because you don't cook much. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. You're cooking for 30 people, Grammy Rita? Terry, you wish you had some French toast, but you forgot to eat. But the good news is that French toast is really simple. You can make that like that, lickety split. Officer Pork Chop, you got chicken on the smoker. No surprise, football and chicken go hand in hand. I can understand that. I mean, I'm a Canadian. It's more hacky, but still. Um, Courtney, you're biking to the store. You don't know what you'll have yet. No worries. I planned out some meals I'm thinking for dinner tonight. It's either a chicken quesadilla or if I'm feeling really fancy, I would do like chicken and mashed potatoes and gravy. I got chicken. Let's say that. Um, and Lisa, are you leaving tomorrow to go on your trip? Uh, Craziness these days with airlines and what they're charging. And I will say, I don't want to jinx myself, but when I was coming back from Florida, I had an extra bag. I had to buy a new bag, a whole new suitcase, and I filled it up. And it was, I don't know what happened. I paid for the first bag to be checked online, and then I got to the airport and I thought I would use my US cash because it worked out to be cheaper to pay it for it in US dollars. And I got to the check-in lady and then we talked a little bit and we weighed the bag and I was like, "Oh, I got the one bag, but I've already, paid for this, that, the other." And then by the end of it, both my bags were checked. I wasn't charged for another one, thank you, lady. And it made it home. So, small miracles can happen. Iowa, you kidding? Your bag weighed less returning than when you went? That's nuts. I literally had to go buy a suitcase. I think because I packed to excess on the way there, and then there was no room for anything else. And I didn't buy that much stuff, but I bought a little bit of stuff, you know, stickers, things like that. Anyways, I hope everybody is doing well. Uh, You bought a ton of stuff. Yeah. I'm missing Florida. I'm wearing outfits that could be in Florida. It's fucking freezing here right now. Actually, that's a great reminder. Let's do our American lesson of the day where I learn the temperature in Fahrenheit just to be closer to you guys. Most of you. Iowa, I think the scales are a little wonky too. I noticed the hotel that I stayed at, one of the hotels that I stayed at, had a scale at the front desk, which I thought was really nice, like at the luggage area. And so you could weigh your bag there and sort of do your shuffling at the hotel as opposed to at the airport. Um, so Sheena, you had almost an inch of snow last night. Oh my goodness. 47 degrees and not raining to Vicky. 72 degrees Fahrenheit in Houston. I miss Houston too. You know, Houston's a nice city as well. Um, Let me look. Also, we all remember, was it a week ago, 2 weeks ago, that my phone broke and I had to switch to this phone? It's really fucking my life up to be on this phone because I can't download new apps. My Fitbit won't sync, so I can't use my Fitbit. It's been a real hassle, actually, and I'm really disappointed in myself. But we were looking for weather. Weather, weather. There it is. Uh, okay, so in Victoria right now, it's 49 degrees, partly cloudy, and um, it's not raining out just yet. But, and so 49 degrees into Celsius is 10 degrees. So 10 degrees Celsius. Nancy, you broke your finger yesterday? Oh my goodness. Iowa, I love that. You shuffled all your stuff into your big suitcase and carried an empty universal bag onto the plane. So I was looking, apparently, when you stay at a Universal, see, this is dangerous, but like if you stay at a Universal resort and you buy stuff in the park, then you can just send it back to your room and you don't have to carry it around. Dangerous. Ugh, craziness. Anyways, like I said, today is our Court Watchers Anonymous meeting. Um, Miss Carrie's not here. I wanted to check in with her about her refund on the gifts, and I actually wanted to walk you guys through. Um, well, I'm not going to do it now because I've already got court set up, but afterwards, we're going to walk through the process to setting up accepting gifts on your devices. So we'll do it on PC, then we'll maybe try and do it on an iPhone, and then we'll go from there. Um, YouTube Daddy, you know, I don't know why he would allow people to buy gifts if he can't give them out, but we don't know the infinite wisdom of YouTube Daddy always. So, regardless, we are flipped back to court that we've been to lots before, but with a judge that we haven't seen there, as far as I'm aware. So, oh, Iowa, I hear ya. I will say this. I went to Five Below, so we don't have Five Below in Canada. You guys have it. And I went to Five Below, and they had a lot of Harry Potter like stuff, blankets and t-shirts and stuff for like $5, which was a lot better than what they cost in the park. But of course, I mean the quality is a little bit different and less, and you can't get everything. But you know what I really wanted, and actually, oh yeah, that's funny. So I was looking for one t-shirt that I was like, if I see this t-shirt, I will buy this t-shirt. And I looked in all the little Harry Potter stores, didn't see the t-shirt. And then I saw a guy wearing the t-shirt that I wanted. And I stopped him and I said, hi, I like your shirt. Where'd you get that? And he like looked at me, looked down at his shirt, looked at me, and then looked perplexed over at the girl that he was with. And she goes, I had it made for him on Etsy, and I said, "Oh, great, perfect." So it's like a custom shirt. I can't just get it myself. That's fucking fabulous. But she looked very proud of herself, and so she should have been. It was a nice shirt. It was like it's like that saying from Harry Potter about looking in the darkness, something like that. Anyways, like I said, we Mike is here. Do we see Mike? Mike, my friend, you've been off the grid. Well, we missed you. We were talking about you just the other day. Um, we are going to watch some Bothell Court. We'll get started on that. I am drinking my favorite, Tim Hortons coffee. Love it so much. Come off, sleep. Um, Tim Hortons. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. That's McDonald's. Wrong one. Have I tried butterbeer? Yeah, I tried butterbeer while I was there, William, and it was okay. I mean, I drink Coke and coffee, maybe some Sprite or ginger ale, but like that, those are my go-tos. So it was a very like I would say it's a cream soda. There's no beer in it, Lisa. This is a soda drink like for children, based off of a Harry Potter mythical drink called butterbeer. Um, in my mind, I always imagined that it would taste like butter, and it doesn't really. You can get it three ways, if I recall correctly. You can get it hot, you can get it cold, or you can get it frozen. I got it cold, and it came with foam, lots of foam on the top. What the I was able to drink the whole thing. I'll say that. If the flavor wasn't subtle or if it was too sweet and gross, I wouldn't have been able to drink it because I just really only like drinking like Coke and you'd think Coke is super sugary, but anyways, um yeah, like I guess a butterscotch flavor. I mean, I don't really eat anything butterscotch, so I don't really know, but I would call it like a cream soda. That's how what I would reference it to. I don't know that it's worth $9 US for a drink. Um, I mean, it is worth that for one or two, like if you like it and you're there. Uh, I'll say I'm not out buying butter beer. Miss Carrie, hi, you're on a break. I was just asking about you. Um, yeah, I don't think I would buy it in a case, let's put it that way. But when you're at Harry Potter World and you're enjoying the ambiance, for sure, it is something that I think everyone needs to try while they're there. Um, but $9 US is a lot for no alcohol, right? I was like, am I getting the alcoholic version? No? Oh, okay. Just like that then. But yeah, you have to try it while you're there. It's basically like a must do type thing. It's like a Dole Whip when you go to Disney, like a Dole Whip. Uh, Also at Five Below, they had butterbeer candies that I bought my daughter, and she really liked those. So I imagine those were butterscotch flavor. I didn't open them; they came in like a little thing. So, but I bought those again um, at Five Below. The the chocolate, or if anybody's been to Universal and they went into the what's it called, the candy shop. I think one of the chocolate frogs was like $20. I was like, this fucking thing better hop for that price. Anyways, like I said, we have a judge here. I'm trying to decide which one we should look at. This one. $20 and it didn't hop. It was insane. I mean, you have to expect prices to be high when you go places like that. And that's not, and again, when you're with a kid or you're with, like you budgeted for those prices. So you can say yes to things and enjoy them. But when I'm with myself, I'm not going to be splurging on that kind of thing for myself. It just seems a little over the top. Even though, I mean, I'm still waiting for my Harry Potter letter. Let's just put it that way. I still feel like I'm a wizard or a witch and they just forgot. Maybe they couldn't, they like sent it to Scotland and then it was meant to come here. I'm not sure, but I still feel very much so like I am a witch and that one day they'll send me to an adult education center for Harry Potter. Oh, have a nice nap, Dave. Bye. Oh, wrong screen. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Let me pick the right screen. T-Rex is missing for a little bit. I imagine he's driving his truck. Driving his truck, going around. Oh, I need my headphones. I'll be right back before we play this. Wait. No, stop. Give me 1 second. Just put it on. Um, he was. There we go. Okay, let's get going. I said, let's get going.
Here we go, Your Honor.
Thanks, Carrie. All right, Mr. Lohr, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Sotelo here with the city. We have an out of custody case that's very quick, that's ready.
Okay, go ahead, call it.
And Mr. Kadri is here, Mr. Sharma is here. Can you both have video on, please? Mr. Sharma?
Sahil, can you turn your video and audio on, please?
Can you hear me all right, Mr. Kadri?
Yes, I can, Your Honor.
Good morning. Mr.
Good
Sharma,
morning,
can you
Your
hear
Honor.
me all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. 33505 and 18-000005.
And yeah, this is the city's motion to dismiss with prejudice both cases. We had a global resolution that Mr. Sharma resolved on his end of Mount Lake Terrace on Monday.
That is all correct, Your Honor. We have no objection to dismissal with prejudice on both charges here, Your Honor.
All right. So it looks like you downloaded an order. Thanks for filling that out.
That is certainly unusual, don't you think, to hear dismissed with prejudice? You know what I mean? That's usual. Doesn't mean that they can't get back again. Pretty sure.
Okay, and please let the protected party know, Mr. Lohr, what has happened here today. And I've signed the order. Computer signed the order to dismiss. And the regular order to rescind the restraining order. Anything else from the parties on those two cases?
No,
That's
yeah.
all, Your Honor.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Kadri.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Soto.
Good luck, Mr. Sharma.
Thank you.
Now this looks like Miss Kim's case, the Arnold case. Cases that's correct, Miss Kim?
Okay, nothing ready, Mr. Lohr?
We are ready in all of them, but Miss Kim is ready. Is this Mr. Arnold, Miss Kim?
Hi, good morning, Miss Kim.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Which
Yes,
case
this
would you
is
like to call
Mr.
first?
This is Mr. Aaron Arnold, who is in custody, Your Honor. We're ready to resolve his cases. He is wanting to plead guilty to the charge of false statement, making a false statement under 380779975, and that plea paperwork should be uploaded on Oak Court. I did go over that plea paperwork with Mr. Arnold, including the rights that he's giving up, as well as direct collateral and any immigration consequences. I do believe he's entering into this plea knowingly, intelligently, and voluntarily. Upon entry of that plea, there's an agreement to dismiss the other two cause numbers.
All correct, Mr. Lohr?
Yes, Your Honor, that's correct. For a plea to the cause number 380779975, the city will be moving to dismiss all three charges on 38076090077 and the one charge on 380779976.
Morning, Mr. Arnold. Can you hear us all right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And do you understand everything the lawyers have told me?
Yes.
And it's your understanding as well what they told me?
Yes.
All right. On the case saying 975, you're charged with making a false statement to a public servant. Do you understand what that crime means?
Yes.
And I'm looking on the computer here, Mr. Arnold, and it looks like a statement of defendant on plea of guilty has been downloaded. Have you read that
Yes.
and discussed it thoroughly with Ms. Kim?
Yes, I have.
And she answered all your questions about your statement's meaning?
Yep.
Do you have any other questions about its meaning?
No, I don't.
Is it fair for the court to conclude you understand your statement?
Yes.
Okay. Well, the charge that you're pleading to is a gross misdemeanor, so you face up to 4 days in jail, $5,000 fine plus costs and assessments. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You tell me in paragraph 5 of your statement, Mr. Arnold, that you understand and know you're giving up all the constitutional rights in that paragraph, including the right to a jury trial. Do you know what a jury trial is, sir?
Yes, I do.
You understand you're giving up the right to such a trial in this case forever?
Yes.
So is that what, do you want to give up that right?
Yes.
Anyone forcing you to do that?
No.
Has anyone made promises to you other than the dismissal of the other two cases in order
No.
to persuade you to do that?
No.
Okay. And then you tell me in paragraph 5, you know you're giving up some other constitutional rights that go with a jury trial, including the right to hear and question the prosecutor's witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And the right to call your own witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
You're giving up the right to testify yourself or present other evidence about allegations that the prosecutor might make at a trial if you wanted to. You don't have to present evidence, but you're giving up the right to do that if you wanted to. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You giving up the constitutional right to remain silent as you want me to accept all of the things that you tell me here in your statement. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Well, it appears you've admitted guilt in paragraph 11. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
So are you sure?
We'll start doing a Weed Wednesday, Kristen Lawson. I used to manage a dispensary, and it is difficult sometimes to find the right thing for you, depending on what it is that you're looking for. But they're totally right. Slow. My rule for edibles is this: when you start taking them, you start with the lowest dose possible. So let's say it's a 10 milligram gummy, you take 5 milligrams, you half that gummy. You take it, and if you don't feel anything within an hour or 2 hours, you don't get to take any more. Nope, you're done. That day is done. But the next day, you can double your dose. So instead of taking 5 milligrams, you could take 10 milligrams. But the problem that most people get into is that they take an edible and then they want to feel it right away. Everybody's body metabolizes marijuana differently based upon your body fat content and lots of other different things, including the terpenes that you already have in your body. Like different things. And so, yeah, Lisa, I would start lower, as low as possible. But my whole point is you start with one dose, and if it doesn't work that night, you don't take any more. You then begin the next day, and you can double that original dose and go the same way from that. You know, like Miss Carrie says, 5 milligram gummies are great for her at her weight. I've taken 300 milligram gummies before and been able to function and work. Everybody's different what they do to each other or what they do to you. And so the best thing, what I would recommend actually, as opposed to edibles, tincture, either an alcohol based tincture or a oil based tincture that you would put under your tongue. So under your tongue, that, and you can do a dropper, and it would be like 5 milligrams regardless, or whatever it would be. It'll give you the same effect as eating, but it's a lot easier to dose and a lot less likely for you to want to finish eating it. I've always said that edible companies should be making edibles. I know it's really choppy right now, guys. I don't know why, but edibles that come in a bag where you've got a small dose of dosed edibles and then a bag of the same gummies. And that way you can eat the whole bag of gummies and not worry about getting too high. Again, slow, low, and if it don't work, try tomorrow. Some people, they just can't metabolize it at that much, and then some people like Courtney or me would take really, really high doses and still be able to function. It's very, very, very personal. Um, Especially, I mean, it's honestly, it goes back to what weed they use to create the oil or the tincture or the distillate that they're putting into the product as well. How unscrupulous the company may be. One tip I will give you before we go back to this, just one thing. If you are buying edibles at a dispensary and they are the type of candy that you can purchase at the store. So fuzzy peaches, the watermelons, gummy bears, etc. Right? Um, if they look the same as the ones you can get at the store, most likely they're just a sprayed on tincture versus an actual infusion. So ask for an infused version. That's usually better. You use tincture very much the same way as you would use regular edibles, Lisa. You just put it under your tongue and then it metabolizes like food. The thing to watch out for with tinctures, if they're oil based, is that oil goes rancid over time. And so you need to be careful with that, checking what time, when it was brought into the dispensary and when you're purchasing it, if it has an expiration date on it, especially grapeseed oil, because grapeseed oil is, it just goes bad pretty fast. So, anyways, yeah, rode hard and put away. Who's that mayor? Mikey, welcome. How are you doing? Are you feeling any better? You were feeling sick earlier. R-Cross, it does work well for neuropathic pain and spinal stuff. What does tincture taste like? Tincture tastes like oil. So it would just be oil. Or if it's a alcohol-based tincture, it would taste like alcohol. But you're taking milligrams, like small dose. So you can add it to a juice and drink it. You can put it under your tongue, but it's not gonna be it's easier to dose. It's more like medicine. It comes with a dropper for the most part. And yeah, so CBD and THC are synergistic, which means that CBD negates the psychoactive effects of THC. So, for example, back in the day when marijuana was grown naturally, it was very even in terms of CBD and THC. But as dealers, growers, and users reported back about what strains they liked and what strains they wanted, it was a natural thing that the high THC, low CBD strains were the ones that were most popular because those are the ones that make you the most high. What that means is that over time, CBD has been bred out of most marijuana just to make you more high, but it completely negates the effect. So, for example, if you use weed a lot like I do or Courtney, we would be able to take some CBD and like get unhigh and then sort of reset to go back to be able to get high again. If you don't ever get high, then start with CBD first, see if that works on its own. If it doesn't, add a little bit of THC. But but always start as low as you possibly can. And remember that CBD is going to be negating the THC effects. So, for example, 1-to-1 ratio, you're not going to be high, 1-to-1 THC. It literally will negate the effects. The last thing I'll say is that if you know somebody who's dealing with cancer or dealing with a very serious illness where you wanted to put them onto like a THC regimen or what they would call Phoenix tears, which is a very, very potent type of marijuana, I would look at suppositories for that because you can bypass the liver, which is where the THC is actually turned into psychoactive effect. And so you can take extremely high doses of THC uh, through your butt without getting high. And so for people that are actually trying to like go, like they have a cancer diagnosis or something like that, obviously in conjunction with their doctor's orders, you use it anally and you will avoid the psychoactive effect because it bypasses the liver. That is where that is metabolized and brought into that. Mega membership marathon starting tomorrow, Mikey. That's right. What a great idea, by the way. We have memberships on this channel as well. You guys have a lot more members, but what a great idea. And people are really into giving during the Thanksgiving season. So I would hope that a lot of people will be giving out memberships. Yeah, that'll be exciting, Mikey. Did you make a little sound bite? I heard you say you were gonna do that. If only I knew how to do that. Lyrica, Cymbalta, Flexeril 3 times a day. Yeah, I mean, Lyrica is a pregabalin or similar to gabapentin. Sometimes I would say you would THC and CBD, but you have to really tailor it with a specific, like you need a consultant to help you do it. Um, yeah. Somebody, you can always shoot me a message on Discord if you guys have questions, and I can try and help you out more. But always talk with your doctor. And Nancy, you're earning shit every minute that you watch and talk. So, anyways, as a reminder, earlier they did dismiss that case with prejudice, which means they cannot come back again, right? I think that's right. Yeah. Let's keep going. God, it's in Canada.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You've given up the constitutional right to remain silent as you want me to accept all of the things that you tell me here in your statement. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Well, it appears you've admitted guilt in paragraph 11. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
So are you sure you want to give up the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Finally, you give up the right to appeal. So if you don't like the court sentence, you don't get a review by the Superior Court as a matter of right. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Court's not bound to follow the prosecutor's sentencing recommendation even if you agree, and you probably do because he's going to recommend credit for time served and close the case. But the court doesn't have to do that. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
And if I decide not to, then life in its fullness. You can't get a review. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay. Well, here's what you say in paragraph 11 that makes you think you're guilty. On November 4, 2023 in Bothell, Washington, I knowingly made a false and misleading material statement to a public servant. Is that true?
Yes.
And you understand what all the terms mean in that statement, including the word material?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Is anyone forcing you to
No.
take this admission?
No.
Okay. Well, Mr. Arnold, are you doing all that we discussed because it's truly your free and your personal choice to do it?
Yes.
All right. You satisfied with the colloquy, Mr. Lohr?
Yes, Your Honor. The city is
Yes.
satisfied.
Ms. Kim, how about you? Anything you want to supplement?
No, Your Honor.
Oh, I agree with you, Ms. Kim, and find Mr. Arnold to be a competent individual who's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently offering this plea with full knowledge of its legal consequences, especially the relinquishment of the constitutional rights that we've discussed today and are specified in his statement, which he acknowledges reading and discussing with Ms. Kim and understanding without further question, and his admission in light of his responses to the court's inquiry is an adequate factual basis for the plea. Anything more about sentencing, Mr. Lohr?
Yeah, this is a great recommendation to plea and close. We are not asking for any active condition, so the city doesn't see a reason to put him on any probationary time.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Lohr. And Ms. Kim, what do you say?
If this is agreed by defense, Your Honor, I believe it's reasonable. He promises to not drive without a license and not get into trouble. But I believe it's reasonable to just close this case, Your Honor. Just a side note, although the city is not requesting one, he has been contacted by a social worker from Diversion Center, and there's a bed date available for him, it looks like. So he's planning to go there after his release from custody.
Well, thanks for letting me know that, Ms. Kim. Anything else?
Financially, he has no job, and right now, no housing, does receive state assistance with food and state medical. I ask Your Honor to waive all financial obligations.
All right. Well, thank you, counsel. And Mr. Arnold, anything you want the court to consider about sentencing?
No, just that I'm trying to get into treatment, so.
Yeah. Looks like you have a warrant out Issaquah Municipal Court for same accusation. You know, when you come in contact with police, you don't have to talk to them. But once your mouth opens, you got to tell the truth. So if you can't do that, keep your mouth shut. What do you think?
Very good idea.
Yeah. So easiest way is to not do anything so you have contact with police. If that's not going to work for you, don't open your mouth if you are, can't tell the truth. Just remain silent. That's your right. But is this call going to come and get him, do you think, Carrie or Mr. Lohr or Miss Kim?
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, if he does get cut loose, I'm just letting you know, Mr. Arnold, you're subject to arrest at any moment.
Yeah, I understand.
As I understand, there's not a convenient time to be arrested. That's my understanding. But it's
That's
up to
true.
you to take care of business.
Thank you.
It's an old accusation. And I'll be candid with the parties. The fact that he has a similar type of charge pending in another court is not, my predilection is not to just close the case, is to make sure that he can stay out of trouble for up to 2 years. Anything else from the city, Mr. Lohr?
No, yeah, nothing further.
Anything else, Ms. Kim, in light of the court's observation?
If
Oh, okay, 1219, just in case it fucks up again like it always does. Wow. I judge pulling a little different tact here. Very, very interesting indeed. Miss Kim is the defense attorney, so it's her job right now to argue that this should indeed be dismissed or closed entirely, I think. Judge seems to want to stay involved here. Also, but I really, really liked what the judge said earlier, which is you don't have to speak to police, but once you open your mouth, you must tell the truth. It's good advice. Good advice. 1219.
you are putting him on probation, I would
No,
recommend.
I wouldn't make him report. I just want him to stay out of trouble for a couple years.
Sure, of course. I would recommend 1 year instead of 2 years, Your Honor.
I have more faith in Mr. Arnold than you have, Miss Kim. I think he can stay out of trouble for 2 whole years. What do you think, Mr. Arnold?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, I know so. That's 100% your call. What kind of time is he entitled to? Credit. What time is he entitled to?
He has been in jail since November 4th, so 12 days.
Do you agree with Ms. Kim's calculation, Mr. Lohr?
I think it's 13 days, Your Honor, if you count today also.
I think we should. So I'm going to go with 13. Does that sound right to you, Mr. Arnold?
Think so.
I'm going through this. All this is on a computer, Mr. Arnold, and so I have to go through all of this. You got a lot of charges dismissed. Ms. Kim did a great job for you. As usual, Ms. Kim.
Hey, yeah, and I'm looking at the judgment sentence in real time. The first cause, the deed of his third degree should be dismissed, and I think that you put the sentence on that one.
I did?
Yes, it's the one that should
Oh,
be.
you're right. You're right. Thanks for catching that, Mr. Lohr. I'm trying to get good at these computer forms, counselors. They're very challenging. I think I'm right in the right place now, Mr. Lohr.
They're not really talking, Lisa. And awesome. I'm glad that you found out too. And Kristen, I agree. I like when you can see the lawyers and judge in the court have mutual respect for one another too. Hold on.
7 and 976 granted. On 3A779975, sentence of the court, 364 days in jail. 351 suspended, credit 13 served, $5,000 fine, suspended for, I'll go 12 months, but I think you can go 24, Mr. Arnold. But I'm going to go with your lawyer's alternative recommendation.
Thank you.
Make sure we know how we can contact you. So in the next 12 months, if you still are residentially challenged, just come in contact with the police. It's going to come to this court's attention. So give us a jingle, find out when your review hearing is, because apparently there's no effective way to notify you to appear to explain why there's probable cause to believe you're non-compliant with the judgment and sentence.
Okay.
And if we can't get a hold of you, then we're left with having to order your arrest, which is not our preference. Do you understand all that?
Yes, I do.
Any other questions?
No.
Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you.
Hold on, Mr. Arnold. Your Honor, I think you need to dismiss the first count, the others three.
Did I not do that? Go back and do that.
It looks like you took
Boy,
out,
Mr. Lohr, I am so happy that you're on top of this.
and you need to uncheck the jurisdiction also for that one.
Harry, between you and Mr. Lohr, I'm not, I don't think I'm going to screw up too bad. How's that look, Mr. Lohr? I think it's good.
Updated on my part. I think you have to.
I think it's good.
do something.
You just need the commitment order.
Let me do that.
Looks good now.
This system is tough for these judges. Seriously. The other judge has a hard time with it too. They implemented this new paperwork system here, and obviously it's a little difficult.
I got to go through this entire commitment order. Is that right, Carrie?
That is correct.
Oh, boy.
Oh, geez, they had to bring him back. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Look at him. He looks upset. I would be too. Oh, I just got out of this.
just checking boxes here. If you want to go get ready to be released, that's fine.
All right, thank you.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
Mr. Cruz coming up?
If he's just checking boxes, I'll mute them and listen for my ear while I talk to you. Nancy, we love having you here. We love having everybody here, even the lurkers. It's okay to be a lurker. In fact, the majority of people lurk, if you think about it, because people watch the shows later. Much of my happiness. Thank you so much. They're still just talking about this form. Part of me misses being an administrative assistant and being able to like teach somebody how to use the tab buttons on the keyboard so they can go through and like do these things real quick. Anyways, also, can you imagine if these types of problems were happening just because somebody ticked the wrong fucking box? Like she right now they've got to take release.
To check the box, even though it's dismissed, I have to check the box released under the.
Yes, the,
Well, he
the
did,
jail,
it's not under recognizance. He's not promising to reappear.
I know, the jail, won't know what to do with them.
Okey doke.
Yeah, so on each one that's dismissed, it has to be marked released.
All right. Let's look now. Okey dokey.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor.
Well, thank you for your patience. Okay. All right, and who's the gentleman before the court now, please?
Tyler Cruz.
Your Honor, this is Mr. Cruz. Matter's ready as well. This is cause number 3A04266056. We've also submitted a statement of defendant on plea of guilty in O court. That's actually as to count one only, which is the knowingly possessing a controlled substance. I believe upon the court's acceptance of the plea, the city's moving to dismiss counts 2 and 3. I had the opportunity to go over that document with Mr. Cruz in its entirety. He's indicated he has no additional questions at this time. Based on our conversation, I do believe he's making a knowing, intelligent, and voluntary decision. And he did give me permission to attach an X for his signature on that document.
Thanks, Ms. Pimentel. Do you agree with all that, Mr. Cruz?
Yes.
And you understand what your lawyers told me?
Yep.
Carrie, did I hand Mr. Cruz file to you by mistake? Have you read your statement pleading guilty to that single count, Mr. Cruz?
Yes.
You discussed it thoroughly with Ms. Pimentel?
Yes.
She answered all your questions about its meaning?
Yep.
Do you have any other questions about its meaning?
Nope.
So is it fair for the court to conclude you understand your statement pleading guilty?
Yep.
You understand what the crime of knowingly possessing a controlled substance means?
Yes.
And so this is one of those odd sentences, Mr. Lohr, Ms. Pimentel, 180 days and $1,000 fine is the maximum. Is that right?
Because he hasn't been convicted, he has another case pending, but he's not been convicted of that. So his current maximum penalties would be the 180 and 1,000. He understands, and we did discuss that if he is convicted on the second offense, that would increase that maximum penalty up to a year in jail and or a $5,000 fine.
Okay, and thank you for that. But there's been so many changes in that area of the law that I just wanted to confirm that we're telling Mr. Cruz the right thing. So do you understand that that's the maximum possible punishment, Mr. Cruz?
Yes.
Okay, you tell me in paragraph 5 of your statement that you understand and know you're giving up all the constitutional rights in that paragraph, and they include the right to a jury trial. Do you know what a jury trial is?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up the right to such a trial in this case forever?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do, Mr. Cruz?
Yep.
Anyone forcing you to do that?
Nope.
Anyone made promises to you about how the court will resolve this guilty plea in order to
Nope.
get you to plead guilty?
No.
All right. Then you're, according to paragraph 5, you're giving up some other constitutional rights that go with a jury trial, including the right to hear and question the prosecutor's witnesses. Do you understand?
2457, where we just stopped that. Mayor, thank you so much. Look how happy I am. It came a little delayed, but I am fucking loving the new alert. I want to make it last on the screen longer. That's what I want to make it do. But other than that, I fucking love it already. Just fits with our theme so well. You all rock, you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. Seriously. Thank you.
Understand that?
Yes.
And the right to call your own witnesses. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And you're given up the right to testify yourself or present other evidence about allegations that the prosecutor might make at a trial if you want. Do you understand that? That right?
Yes.
You're giving up the right to remain silent if you want me to accept all the things that you tell me here in your statement. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And Mr. Cruz, it appears you've admitted guilt in paragraph 11. Do you recognize that?
Yes.
So are you sure you want to give up the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Okay. And finally, you give up the right to appeal. So if you don't like how the court sentences you, you can't get a review by the Superior Court as a matter of right. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Court's not bound to follow the prosecutor's sentencing recommendation, even if it's agreed by the parties. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Knowing that, are you sure you want to give up the right to appeal?
Yes.
All right. Well, here's what you say in paragraph 11 that makes you think you're guilty. On September 19, 2023, in the city of Bothell, Washington, I did knowingly have in my possession a controlled substance and did not have a valid prescription for said narcotic in my name. Is all that true?
Yes.
Has anyone forced you to say this?
No.
Are you doing all that we discussed because it's truly your free and your personal choice to do it?
Yes.
Anything more, Mr. Lohr?
No, Your Honor.
Satisfied with the colloquy, Ms. Pimentel?
Yes, Your Honor.
I agree with you, counsel, that Mr. Cruz is a competent individual. He's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently pleading guilty to this single count with full knowledge of its legal consequences, especially the relinquishment of the constitutional rights that we've discussed today and are specified in his statement, which he acknowledges reading, discussing with his lawyer, and understanding without further question. And his admission constitutes an adequate factual basis for the plea to knowing possession of a controlled substance. The other two counts in the complaint are dismissed on plaintiff's motion. Parties prepared to go to sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything more, Mr. Lohr?
No, Your Honor, this is a agree recommendation.
All right. What do you say? And you calculate he's entitled credit for 11 days or what?
Yes, Your Honor. It is an agreed upon recommendation. He has been in custody for 11 days. That includes a prior booking as well. But it is a joint recommendation for him to be released so he can obtain that chemical dependency evaluation. We did go over that process, so he does understand he'll be receiving both probation's information today as well as a date to call in to report. I would ask the court to waive any non-mandatory fines and costs, at least for purposes of sentencing today. He's indicated that prior to being booked into custody, he was not currently employed.
Is there a medical reason you don't have a job, Mr. Cruz?
No.
Pardon me, sir?
No.
No, go get a job. There's plenty of jobs out there. Might not be the job you want right out of the blocks, but it could work into something. We all got to start somewhere. And it's never too late to start. So if I follow the recommendation, are you going to get the substance use disorder evaluation and report to probation, or are we just spinning wheels, Mr. Cruz?
I'll report.
You're gonna comply?
Yeah.
All right. If you don't, then it means you miss, what jail is he in?
Snohomish County.
You missed the Snohomish County Jail. Do you understand that? Okay, we've been recorded today, and for the record, he's nodding his head in an agreeable fashion. Anything you want to tell me, Mr. Cruz? Mr. Cruz, anything you want to tell me?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. Okay, so give me a review date in 90 days, please, Carrie.
Just one moment.
3 months. I don't mean exactly 90 days, 3 months.
I just have to count that.
Yeah. It'll be somewhere around December,
February,
mid-February.
February 21st. Oh, excuse me, that is not a date. The February 7th. Or March 7th,
February 7th, what time?
1:30.
You're making me laugh, Cellulite Yoga. 3 months is about 90 days. Hi, Emily. Welcome. Oh my God, Chad, you're taking so long. I'll take this opportunity to tell you guys to make sure to like the video. We have been over 50 likes on the last couple videos, and it makes me so happy and proud. For such a small little channel, we are so strong with our likes. Thank you. That's each and every one of you doing that, and I appreciate it so, so much. We have some giggles today. We have indeed. Um, you know, we have not had a Home Depot uh, issue pop up yet, which generally in Bothell is a pretty safe bet. For any of you that don't know, this is in Bothell, Washington. So actually very near where I live in British Columbia, Canada. But they seem to have an extremely litigious branch of Depot.
Mr. Cruz? Anything else? I can't hear you, Mr. Cruz. Nothing
No.
else? All right, thank you, sir. Sentence of the court is 180 days in jail, 169 suspended, credit 11 served, $1,000 fine suspended for 24 months. Conditions: commit no criminal acts, abstain from the use and possession of intoxicants, get a substance use disorder evaluation within 30 days of your release. Once it's completed, ask them to sign you up because you have to show that you began its recommendations within that period of time. You're going to be on supervised probation at least until treatment, if any is recommended, is completed. Make sure we know how to contact you if we need to get you in here to confirm your compliance, we do have a date already set up for you. You're going to be here in person, February 7, 1:30. Make sure that you're hitting on all cylinders. And then Ms. Pimentel, if he is, I mean, this is Mr. Cruz is a success story, let the court know and it'll consider striking that hearing so we don't have to inconvenience him, especially if he goes out and gets himself a gig. That would be fantastic.
Yes,
Any
sir.
questions?
Probation's usually pretty good about that as well.
Great. And then I'm a visiting judge, Mr. Cruz. I've noted that if you fail to comply, jail should be the sanction. Any questions, sir?
No.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
That was great. Rogers. What else?
And the next matter to address, when
Thanks
the court's ready,
thanks for
is Mr.
downloading that and doing whatever.
I think the next matter to address is this man's dead black eyes. What's going on here? Also, hello, Heather. Thank you for being here. Glad to see you. My fellow Canadian, you know what I'm drinking. And Colin, of course, welcome. I hope you guys are doing well today. We are in Bothell, Washington. And this is a visiting judge. And I have to say, I like it. I like his style. Like, he seems to really be focused on the defendant in front of him. I like how he goes over the advice of rights. It's reminiscent of Judge Middleton in a way. It's less sing-songy. Each judge has a very unique way of going over advice of rights when they're accepting pleas that I've noticed after watching thousands upon thousands of hearings. And this is a unique way to do it. He says things that they don't always, but he explains it in a way that is unique and I think is helpful. Now, Tim's is delicious, but let's have a reality check for a minute about this coffee right here. Because this is an extra large in Canada. And if this was a double, it's like something like 30 grams of sugar in 1 cup. It's nuts. It's nuts. You think you ask for a double means 2 cream, 2 sugar, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Look it up. It's crazy. Anyways, I still drink it. I love it. Tim's double is gross. Well, what do you get, Heather? Tell us your coffee order so we can judge yours. I am fine with my sickeningly sweet coffee that I like. Yeah, black is only 5 calories, Courtney. Ugh. And what the fuck is the fun in that? 5 calories? Black? Are you serious? Oh my God. Yeah. I love sugar so much. I just do. Like, I have a full sugar Coke sitting right here, ready to drink after I fucking down this one. My 2 faves. Anyways, if you guys are just getting here, please make sure you've clocked in for your shift by hitting the like button. Super important. Super helpful. I've drank black coffee accidentally. It's disgusting. I don't like it. I like sugar. That's the reality. Before I drank coffee, I drank hot chocolate with espresso shots in it. Now I'm an adult, so I drink coffee.
Can I say something when you're ready?
About what, Mr. Watkins?
I just want to send it over for trial instead of pleading guilty because I'm waiting to hear from a social worker about going back to treatment. and I don't know when they're gonna get back to me. It's been,
February
I
7th?
don't know what,
Yes, February 7th at 11:30.
But-
Or excuse me, at 1:30. We also had it
I'm not worried about me just waiting in jail until that time, so.
for a pre-trial soda order.
Oh, he wanted one.
Oh, he wanted a soda order?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. Mr. Lord didn't mention it either. Remind me, so I just know.
So are
Hold
we gonna
on.
terminate the
Whoa,
pre-trial?
whoa, whoa,
Okay.
whoa, whoa. Did we just go from a guilty plea a guilty plea to him saying he wants to retract that? Is that what he said? I'm sorry, I was distracted by Miss Heather. What do you say? If I want to have on cosmetic enhanced chat DM. Um, also, Mikey, you want to visit Canada? That's great news. I will be happy to help you with your tourism goals in Canada, since I used to work in tourism. And of course, yeah, it's important that you need to be able to get here. You need a passport and you need a clean record, I believe, to get into Canada. So that is important. You need those things, but we'll be glad to have you. Uh, let's see here. Is that what just happened though in the court? I think it was. He's literally retracted that. I'm pretty positive. That's what's happened here.
Do you understand that?
Yes, I do.
You're giving up the constitutional right to remain silent as you want me to accept all of the things that you tell me here in your statement. Do you understand that right?
Yes.
Well,
Um,
you'd like to set this for jury trial?
Tommy V and MI, thanks for being here. Do you see how that just fucking jumped again? This is out of control. I'm getting mad at YouTube Daddy. You got in trouble in Canada once, but you were a kid, Courtney. I think we'll allow you back. You know, we're actually very lenient for the most part. Oh, that's a series, Mikey. That is an absolute series. Heather giving you and I help with our consults for makeovers. I think that's that. I think we've got something there. That would be a great series. YouTube.
You'd like to set this for jury trial, Mr. Watkins?
Yeah.
Thank you. 28532513 is the cause number.
and I think the court can review it, given the nature of the charges, it's not,
Is it ready?
defense is not going to be requesting any additional motion hearings.
And you've explained to Mr. Watkins his discovery obligation to the city of
Yes, and
Boston.
I don't believe we have any additional discovery to disclose. We have noted that, or I've noted that discovery's been completed. We did get that information from the prosecutor. I don't anticipate, again, requesting a 3-5 or a 3-6 hearing.
All right, very
So
good.
the Court can look at it. And not noting any affirmative defenses.
All right, and you've had a chance to review this, Mr. Lohr, and you agree with the order submitted as proposed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so jury readiness, Mr. Watkins, will be December 5 at 9:29 here at the Bothell Municipal Court. And the jury trial will be scheduled at that time for a date during the week starting December 11.
Good.
Pre-trial conditions of release remain in effect. Does he need?
Slight programming note. When he mentioned that date, it reminded me, and I'm giving you all well ahead of time notice of this, but I will be taking a few days off at the beginning-ish of December, December 10th, 11th-ish, for birthday week in my house. My sister and my daughter have birthdays, and we are celebrating and doing some special things. So I will probably be gone for maybe 3 days in a row. Four, I think four. I know that's going to be hard, but I'm telling you all now. Anyways, just letting you know.
You'd like to set this for jury trial, Mr. Watkins?
Yeah.
Thank you. 2853, during the week starting December 11th.
Good.
Pre-trial conditions of release remain in effect. Does he need a reminder of those, do you think, Ms. Pimentel?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
You agree, Mr. Watkins?
Yeah, can I ask you a question?
Well, you should ask questions to your lawyer first.
Or can I ask if I
If it's
Sure.
something you want to answer, Ms. Pimentel, without outside my hearing, I'll leave the bench.
My
Go
guess is he's going to ask whether or not the court would consider releasing him to an inpatient date. Is that what you were going to ask, Mr. Watkins?
I was going to ask if you could do a bond hearing at some point before if I can find out from my social worker whether or not they'll send me to treatment or not. And then if I can get back to court in that time, so to be released to treatment, it could be even.
The court will always consider releasing someone to treatment with proof that you have a bed date.
Okay.
Always set a hearing to do that.
And an agreement to be released directly to the treatment provider, Mr. Watkins.
Okay. So
I mean, there's a lot of courts that you need to satisfy before you're released. You have warrants out of King County District Court. You have warrants out of Linwood Municipal Court. Maybe Seattle Muni. I'm not sure. I can't tell.
Okay.
There's just a lot of warrants out there, Mr. Watkins. So, I encourage you to not break the rules, but if you're going to break the rules, show up for court. So you don't have to worry about getting arrested.
Okay.
Yeah. Best way though is to just follow the rules.
Yeah. So when I find out, then when I talk to the social worker, then
They would need to contact me.
contact you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So we'll see you then, and good luck to you, Mr. Watkins.
And just to clarify for this case, time for trial starts today, correct? Because he was booked out at bank wide.
No, time for trial starts when he was arraigned, which was.
I'm taking a look at the docket now. He was arraigned on
11/6, Your Honor.
11/6. So you got plenty of time. And the settings now are by agreement of the parties without objection and clearly within the 60-day time for trial rule. Okay, thank you. Good luck, sir.
All right, Mr. Watkins.
All right.
Will you check yourself, please?
I don't have her card. Can you? I don't know how she's going to get hold of it.
We'll get contact you. All right, Mr. Martin, come on up. Right up, seat, please.
Your Honor, the last matter to address that was physically transported is Kelsey Martin. This is cause number 36414. Procedurally, this is showing as a pretrial. However, Ms. Martin had previously entered into a stipulated order of continuance pursuant to community court.
Mm-hmm.
I will let Mr. Lohr, I think, make the official motion, but we have had an opportunity to speak about this. Obviously, the idea being in community court that we typically.
God. Oh, I feel terrible. You guys. Kristen, are you being serious? Those are the birthdays of my sister and my daughter. December 9th and the 15th. That's uncanny in a way. So like I will don't spill the last of my little bit of coffee. I will be like off the 9th to the 14th, 15th. That is crazy. Funny that. I looked up, you guys. I was busy I looked up. I thought she was a scarecrow. I feel really bad saying it. It's lighting. You guys, I get it. I have fucking giant lights in front of me that are just hurting my eyes, but that's the way you get well lit. And most people don't have the lighting for God. Somebody subscribe. Oh, that's great.
During the week starting December 11.
I knew it. I was already ready.
Pretrial
I knew it.
condition.
Move to dismiss. Yes, Your Honor.
I'm gonna fucking lose my shit right now with YouTube. Oh, you can hear me. I haven't muted yet. I'm gonna fucking. I thought I was muted. I'm fucking mad. I was 41:54. That's close enough. Now I will mute.
We discussed this, and I think at this point, the parties are in agreement to request that be revoked and that we proceed to the stipulated trial pursuant to the agreement.
Thanks, Ms. Pimentel. Ms. Martin, can you hear us all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, great. Well, back on April 19, 2023, in the context of the community court, you made a one-year agreement with the city, and they're saying you haven't complied, and your attorney says that you concede that you're not compliant. Is all that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. So what's your motion, Mr. Lohr?
Yeah, the city is moving to revoke the SSC at this time.
That'll be granted. Was there an agreement at that time that there be a trial by stipulation?
Yes, Your Honor.
There was, Your Honor.
We'll review the stipulated evidence now. There's two counts here, theft in the third degree and drug loitering.
Yeah, at this time, the city is moving to dismiss the drug loitering. We never filed it, so.
All right, so to the extent that that's still hanging out there, the drug loitering charge will be dismissed on city's motion.
Oh, oh, I'm laughing so hard. I love you all so much. Yes, yes.
Is exhibit number 1. The court's had a chance to review that and finds Ms. Martin guilty of theft in the third degree. I adopt the facts stated in the stipulated evidence as facts of the case. Regarding sentencing, are the parties ready, Mr. Lohr and Ms. Pimentel?
Yes, Your Honor. The city is recommending to impose 10 days jail, credit for time at any time served. The city's not recommending any financial.
Shut up. Shut up. I have something funny to say. First of all, who said it earlier that Sotha Lore sounds like a name from Star Wars, open mic. And then just now, Nancy, your typo just made me laugh so hard because you said exclamation mark shots all. And all I could think of in my mind was shots, 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 shots. I would like that to be Nancy's command, please. I want it to say shots all.
fine with this time. And the city just recommended that the case be closed. We are not asking for any act of probation except for to stay out of trouble.
I'm sorry, I missed that last part, counsel.
The city's not asking for any act of probation other than to stay out of trouble.
Okay.
No criminal law violations.
So the city's not
So you
requesting.
don't want me to close the case. You want me to suspend sentence on the condition she stay out of trouble, maybe stay out of Bartels?
No, yeah, I stand corrected. The city is not recommended it be closed. Just plead and close. Or I mean, found guilty and
Yeah,
closed.
okay. You'd like her to stay out of trouble. Is
Would
that
love
what you're
to.
trying to communicate, Mr. Lohr? Yeah, we all would like her to stay out of trouble.
Me too, Your Honor.
Well, that's 100% up to you.
Yeah,
If you
I'm gonna-
decide to rip people off, you're not staying out of trouble.
I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I can promise you that.
Do you like getting ripped off?
No, not at
Well,
all.
no one else does either.
I agree.
Well, I know it's hard to disagree with that.
Yeah.
And yet you do it, right?
And-
Correct?
I have done it. I have done it in the past. You are correct. But I am changing my life.
Well, we'll see, right?
Yep.
Because there's a pending possession of stolen property charge in the Linwood Municipal Court allegedly occurring 9 days ago. That doesn't sound like a change.
That was the that was
When I talk about it, I'm saying it doesn't sound like a change. All right? That's
Yes,
all.
sir.
Think about it.
Yes.
Your Honor, I did calculate roughly 11 days credit for time served. There have been 4 bookings on this matter, including the most recent one.
Thanks for taking that care, Ms. Pimentel. Do you agree with her calculation of 11 then, Mr. Lohr?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
46, 43. What happened? When did he get so pissy? Was it because I was calling for shots, Judge? Because listen, Nancy called it first. All I said was shots, 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 okay? It is not fair. Or do you hate redheads or women? He's been way harder on her than some of those other guys. Remember the other guy? He's like, I believe you can do this. You can do this for 2 years. Jokey, jokey. And he's like, that's one of the harshest, like, talking tos I've ever seen a judge give somebody. But I will say this. She certainly sounds a little methy. Okay.
And no restitution issue in this case, Mr. Lohr?
No, yeah, the city's not asking for restitution.
All right, thank you, sir.
That was the old me, Your Honor. It was like 9 days ago. That's like more than a week. I've changed completely. My whole life is different now. Don't you see? Do you see? Bad for her, but also like, hold the judge.
The courts today will accurately represent her future. The very recent charges of theft and possession of stolen property in Linwood Municipal Court causes the court to discount them at this time. I hope I'm wrong, but it's 100% up to Ms. Martin if she proves me wrong. 364 days in jail, 353 suspended, 11 days credit, $5,000 fine, suspended 24 months. Simple conditions, make sure we know how to contact you. So if you get any more contact with police and there's no way for us to summon you in for a hearing, call the court and find out when your next hearing is, because we will want to see you for you to answer to your alleged non-compliance with this judgment and sentence, Ms. Martin. Commit no criminal acts, be here on time for any hearings that might be scheduled, don't use or possess intoxicants, don't go on the property of Bartels. Any questions about all that?
No, Your Honor.
Good luck.
Thank you. What does that mean? Does that mean I'm released?
If you want to talk to her counsel further, that's fine.
Yes, he followed the recommendation.
Okay, thank you.
I forgive. Carrie, God love you for reminding.
Those are all the matters that were physically transported. We do have one to address on the 9:30 calendar that is present. That's
Okay.
Ms. Briggs. If we can.
And just if you could bear with me, Ms. Pimentel, Carrie once again reminded me that there's another form that I have to go all the way through, and I'm working on that as we speak. And I thank you in advance for your patience. Look good, Carrie?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good, thank you. Right. So we're going to the 9:30 now, you say, Ms. Pimentel?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms.
case?
Briggs' matter is cause number 3A0740056. This is a recent posting of bail, so a recent release from custody. It was defense's intention to request to continue. I just somehow just now realized, and not when I was filling out the form and speaking to Ms. Briggs, that she does have hearings set already for 2 additional matters for December 19. I think it would probably be
You want to favor a trip, Ms. Pimentel?
for all parties if we just continue this to the 19th, if that's possible. I'm going to put that date in there if that's okay with Mr. Laura. I know he had already signed the document. I will just change the time for trial. I think we would still be requesting the same trial date, which would be the week of February 12. But
Okay,
that way Ms. Briggs only has to come back one time.
let me check with the boss. Carrie, can we set all these at the same time, save Ms. Briggs a trip?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, can you hear us all right, Ms. Briggs? Is she there somewhere?
Yes,
There
sorry.
she is. There she is. And so you got to show up at the next hearing. And
Yes.
it sounds like there's some other cases set for December 19. So do you remember what time that was? Ms.
It's at 1:30.
1:30. Okay. And any objection, Mr. Lohr, to continuance to December 19 at 1:30?
No, yeah, no objection.
And so, Ms. Briggs, you probably already know this, but could you please write down December 19th at 1:30 and confirm when you wrote that down?
Yes, I just did.
Thanks for doing that. And keep that note safe. That's your notice, all right?
Yep.
And then do you have lawyers on your other cases?
My office has been appointed on those as well, Your Honor.
Well, that's great. So make yourself available because your lawyers are super busy.
Yep.
Right? Right, Ms. Briggs?
Yes.
And
Thank
do
you.
it, do as they direct so that they can help you most effectively. Does she need
Yeah.
a reminder of pretrial conditions?
I don't believe so, Your Honor. We went over those specifically.
Agreed, Ms. Briggs?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, we'll send you this. You want this sent to you by email at 871 Gmail?
Yes, please.
And that's where we'll send it. Okay, thanks, Ms. Briggs. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We have a few matters to address that were not transported. I think the first is Mr. Gary Martin, 22-92. He was booked on a warrant. This is a post-disposition matter. It looks like it's an active probation case.
Yeah, he was sentenced back October 25, Ms. Pimentel, 2-year suspension period. He was supposed to get a substance use disorder evaluation, stay out of Home Depot, stay out of trouble. And probation reports that he doesn't go to see them and he hasn't done the evaluation. And then he's got other coals in the fire. He has a couple of King County District Court warrants, one out of Marysville Muni and King County Super. So are we gonna try to get him in the next week, or how's that gonna work, Carrie?
We can try and get him tomorrow. Or Monday.
You wanna know my preference?
Yes, what is your preference?
Monday.
Monday, okay, we can send him to Monday.
Well, what's the calendar look like tomorrow? Everything starting at 10:30 is just jam
Oh,
packed.
yes, we can send him to Monday, Your
Can the request that be Tuesday? Monday is usually a very heavy day.
Okay,
Tuesday.
Tuesday's also very busy. Both days are going to be busy because of we only have jail 2 days next week. So
oh,
we have Mr. Smith doing pre-trials on Tuesday, just if that makes a difference for the city.
No, it shouldn't be a big difference for Mr. Smith.
who's Mr. Smith?
He's a handful. Mr. Smith is a handful.
Christian Smith, it's a conflict attorney.
Oh, the other Smith. Okay, Christian Smith, not
Yeah.
Mr. Smith.
Oh, he's a nice guy, Mr. Lore. What's going on?
No, I was.
Do I have to mediate between the two of you? I don't want to have to do that.
Yeah, I was referring to the other Smith who is also on Tuesday.
Oh, okay. Carrie, your call.
We can try for Monday.
Okay, I'm gonna try Monday. Okay, what else did you want to address, Ms. Pimentel?
Your Honor, I think that leaves, I think we technically need to address Mr. Smith's matter since they were on the calendar. There are several cause numbers: 35498, 2A0397407, 2A0397408, and 409. Mr. Smith is actually in Department of Corrections custody. This was set as a video appearance so that he could appear. However, we were notified, or Madam Clerk was notified to notify the parties that he was currently being borrowed out into King County. So the request, I think, is just to reset this when we can get that scheduled with Department of Corrections. I know the jail clerk is pretty good about figuring all of that out with them and with the court schedule here.
Sure. Yeah, he was sentenced March 24, 2022, 2-year suspension period. No substance use disorder evaluation is ordered, not showing up for probation. He's had a VUXA conviction since judgment and sentence, so that'll be an issue that the court will address. I looked at the judgment and sentence, and this is a PSP. An HIV test was ordered. Is that normal?
It would be a moot point at this juncture, given the current law, but I think the bigger issues are his pretrial.
Yeah, I know, but I was just kind of curious. I've never seen that. But he's got 5 Snohomish County Superior Court bench warrants and a Federal Way Muni bench warrant as well. So try to get him here so we can talk about his pretrial cases and whether he's compliant with the judgment and sentence in 35498. Anything else, Mr. Lohr?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Ms. Pimentel?
I don't think so, Your Honor.
Anything else, Carrie?
No, Your Honor.
Anything else, Paisley? Yes, I have more. And it is, Judge, you need to stop. Makes me all choppy. Anyways, guys, that was a crazy frickin' that was a crazy thing that just happened. Is Tashina having her live soon? We should all go check that out tonight. Tashina is an author again. also had 1,000 spiders in her room. Just horrified me thinking about that, to be honest with you, Sushina. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, each and every one of you that have become a member. That's awesome. Super appreciate that. And appreciate you being understanding about me taking a little bit of time off in December before Christmas for some time. Anyways, listen, please remember that I love you, I am proud of you, and I will see you tomorrow. I love you. Bye. Hit the fucking button. You guys. Bye.